You see, he keeps saying, son of perdition, son of perdition, son of perdition. Now, we've explained when it's talking about son means follower. But depending on the context of using that word son means doctrine. Okay? It's two definitions to the word son. Whenever it calls Christ the Son of God, that son is the doctrine of God. They called him Son of David. That means he had David's doctrine. When it's talking about the son of perdition, perdition is the destructive, evil old man in you. Okay.
Yes.
That's who.
First Thessalonians chapter 2. This is not even class, but we got to get in the spirit. And he exactly right. I don't agree with him. I would not agree with him if he was wrong. Sometimes we'll interact with one another and we'll add more to it to clarify it better for you. You get where I'm going? Elder Stephen got the same doctrine I got. But we're going to see who the son of perdition is. Is that old person in us. Let's get out about 1 Thessalonians, what is it, 2:14? I think that's it. 1 Thessalonians 2:14. This is not part of class, but we got to go into this. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 1.
You got me, Gerard?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it, man. It's not often that I ask, but when I do ask, you've always been there for us. So I want to thank you on behalf of everyone.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Gerard.
Thank you.
You're awesome, Gerard. You're awesome, Gerard.
Yeah.
Whoa!
The reason Elder Misha said that,
Johanna.
Elder Misha said that because he like, man, thank God they gave me a break.
Yeah, bro.
We got Elder Anderson.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got a family.
Yeah, brother.
All praises to the Most High.
Yeah, brother. But this is the son of perdition when you're gonna stumble up on it. But read that.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 1. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ.
The doctrine? Read.
And by our gathering together unto him.
Are we doing that?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Not under the church, the building.
That's right. The gathering is not to some church. The gathering is not to some denomination. I'm Baptist. I'm Holiness. I'm Pentecost. That ain't I'm an Israelite. That ain't the gathering. The gathering is to the doctrine. He just said by the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ. The doctrine is here.
Yes.
Okay, it's here.
It's here.
And that's what we're gathering to. We're gathering the people to the understanding of Christ's doctrine. That's what the gathering is. All right.
That's it.
Go ahead.
Verse 2. That ye be not soon shaken in mind.
And where's that?
In
your mind. He said, gird up the loins of your mind all the time. Right? 1 Peter 1 and 13. Now, in the church, the corner building. He said, in your mind. See that?
Yep.
Read on.
Yes.
We're going to get deep. We're going to get deep because I'm not going carnal. I'm not going carnal. I'm going straight to Jerusalem. All right. Read on.
Strap on, young'uns.
Yeah, strap on. Strap on.
Or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us.
Right.
As that the day of Christ is at hand.
That's what Elder Misha say. The doctrine is at hand.
Yes.
I hear everything y'all be saying to see what type level y'all on at the time. Because I cannot, if the scripture say come up, Christ said in Luke chapter 19, 24, he said, bring them hither. He said, bring them up to a level of understanding before I can even slay them. Not me, the one who's working through the elders. You see that? Read.
Yes.
Verse 3, let no man deceive you by any
Stop.
means.
Let no man. The beast is a man, right? But he's a beast. He's a donkey. He's stubborn.
Yeah.
Very stubborn.
Yeah.
Read.
Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come.
You said that light gonna come. This the only way it's gonna come. Read.
Except there come a falling away first.
Read.
And that
Hold on. When it's talking about falling away, it ain't talking about the Israelites falling out of power. They ain't what it's talking about, okay? And people have been teaching y'all these lies and all this other stuff. Well, I'll just say they don't understand what it's saying, right? But if you don't understand what something the Most High saying, he ordered you to go to get 2 or 3 precepts to prove what he's saying. All right?
Every time.
Whenever you fall away, okay, so if you go up to Jerusalem, that means you got to get rid of the carnal. You got to fall away from that carnal way of thinking. All right, that's what you got to fall away from. All right, you got to humble yourself to the point where you can accept the spiritual understanding of the word. All right.
And the key to that too, also, Elder, what the Elder's talking about, you have to wait a fire with those precepts to get the spiritual interpretation. See, that's their strategy now. Because I'm going to break down something and y'all going to see it. It's all in how they present it. We know it's 3 ranks. The novel, the spiritual, the carnal interpretation, then the spiritual interpretation. We wait a fire and get the spiritual interpretation every time. It's just like, and this scenario came to me, the Most High brought this to my attention. It's just like a man. A man is a bag. Okay? He called him, because he called King David. King David drew a script out of the bag himself. And he slew David, Goliath. As you go through life, you're going to see breadcrumbs. Some people see breadcrumbs, understanding, okay? They'll pick up this breadcrumb. Sometimes it be gold, okay? They pick it up and it'll fade away. They say, whoa, where did that understanding went? Then they'll see silver. They'll pick up that silver, right? Then they pick up another silver. These are level of understanding breadcrumbs being dropped in a lifetime. They'll pick up another silver. Is he getting the full understanding? No. Then it's another scenario. He'll pick up gold. Like I say, it'll disappear. Then he say, then it'll disappear. Then he say, whoa. Then he'll pick up silver. Then they pick up gold. Then they pick up silver. He still don't have a proper understanding, right?
Right.
Then there's another one come along. He pick up gold. This is level of understanding. Then he pick up another gold. It don't disappear. He pick up another level of gold of understanding of gold. He pick up another level of gold and understanding. He pick up another gold of understanding. That's spiritual. Y'all see that?
Right.
Sometimes God will show you the spiritual interpretation, and we're going to get out the scripture. We're going to bring up 1, 2, at least 2. We're going to bring up 2, 3 prophets. Y'all gonna see it. He gave it to him, and he's gonna take it away, just like that.
Before you go there, we're gonna go to Hebrews chapter 6. All right, we're gonna start at 4, so you can see what he's talking about when he's talking about this falling away. It's actually meaning something.
Hebrews chapter 6 and verse 4. For it is impossible for those who were once enlightened and have tasted the heavenly gift
Mm-hmm.
and were made partakers of the Holy Ghost.
Mm-hmm. So it's talking about the people,
Holy Ghost.
the people who
Go
learn
ahead, Elder.
the spiritual doctrine. So he's talking about something. All right.
Verse 5. And have tasted the good word of God.
Then you know that word good means spiritual. All right. That's why Christ said only one good, that's God. So he's letting you know that's God's word. Okay. The good is the word of God. So once you done found out the spiritual understanding, read on.
And the powers of the world to come.
So he's telling you the doctrine to come, right? That's the doctrine that a lot of people never heard before, that's starting to be taught out here now. Y'all see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Now look at here.
Verse 6. If they shall fall away.
That's that word. You see, whenever you start precepting stuff, you start figuring stuff out now. Because he talking about falling away, right? He's saying they got to give up that old thing, right?
Got to.
Read on.
To renew them again unto repentance,
Mm-hmm.
seeing they crucify to themselves the Son of God afresh, and put him to an open shame.
So he's saying whenever you get up in there, like Elder Samuel said, okay, you get a little bit of understanding right here, and then you revert back. Then you get a little bit over here, and then you revert back. You really ain't progressing, all right? Because you haven't accepted the true doctrine. You're going to have to fall away from that foolishness that you following completely. Start afresh, right? And get the proper understanding and stick with the way of God. That's how you have to do it. That's what that falling away is talking about. It ain't talking about somebody said that, well, you know, the Israelites was going to be, you know, they're going to rise up to a level where they ruling the world. Then they're going to fall away. They're going to get out of power. Cause that's something somebody making up. He ain't bringing no precepts to back that up. Y'all have to be careful with these men. We call them out because they lying.
Yes.
If you don't understand, you're going to misinterpret what's being said, and then you ain't going to be able to get salvation. Go ahead,
Be very careful, because I'm going to tell you what's going on now. The man, and I know who IUIC. Y'all know I talk about them a lot. I know what they're going to do. Now they're going to get the women, because the man in the street getting wore out. Mm-hmm. Now they're going to try to get the women. They did that to us. They had cookouts, try to get some folks to come in, try to influence them to come in. You remember that, elders?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes. So they're going to try that again.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. So, and we're going to have scenarios. It's going to come out the scripture, because my word ain't good enough. We choose God's words. So go back to 2 Thessalonians.
We do.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that
no man, a man is a beast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that man got characteristics of animals. He's stubborn. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We
Yes,
all been like that, stubborn.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Christ said that he said, tell this prophet, and I'm gonna talk this through. I know this parable well. He said, go into the city, and you're gonna see an ass and coat tied to a tree.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's the same person.
Mm-hmm.
He said he gonna ride into the city on a coat and an ass, right? That's the same person. That's man cannot ride on. What he gonna do? He's in the rodeo now. Christ selling both of them at the same time. That's the same characteristic. That stubborn man, he gonna be on top of him, controlling, and he gonna have that bit in that spiritual man mouth, telling him which way to go. Y'all see that?
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all see it. It's impossible to ride on two unless you're in the rodeo. I don't think Christ was in the rodeo at the time. So that's what he said. Go get that ass and that coat tied to that tree. The tree is a man. That teacher,
right.
Release him and bring him to me so I can ride on him. Y'all see that?
Yes, sir.
Because Christ is on our head, right?
Yeah.
Christ is on our head. Another breakdown, and we're going to continue breaking down the son of perdition. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. Who's supposed to be on your head?
Christ.
Christ is on our head and God on Christ's head.
Yes. And the man over that doctrine, right?
Yeah.
Is leadership there?
No.
Why would anybody put leadership there?
Right. And
why would any person put leadership there?
Here's
so
the
your
thing.
pastor there. Your pastor ain't there. Your minister,
the pastor.
your father. Yeah, when you want to come, he ain't for you.
See, I see that big money behind you. But here's the thing.
We're gonna break down some things. So just talking it through. We're gonna break down some things, talking it through. But we're gonna break down son of perdition. Then we're gonna talk about that donkey.
Yeah. This
is
the thing. This is the thing that y'all need to understand. All right. The prophet has a job, right? If you look back in the first 5 books, it talks about the Levite, right? How the Levite is supposed to get the food from the people. And then he supposed to eat the food with the people.
Yes.
If you look and see what the Most High has done, he basically telling you feeding the prophet, okay? Because the prophet, he got his own mind of what he think is important, right? But what he think is important ain't what God think is important. So what God do, he go and he take this righteous person over there. He say, go tell that prophet you got a question. And incidentally, tithes, offerings, and alms is questions and answers. That's what it is.
Period.
All right.
Yes.
Tithes,
sir.
Tithes, offerings, and alms are questions and answers. It's not talking about money. So
it's not.
The prophet can't get the understanding that the Most High want him to have unless the people bring their tithes. Y'all educating the prophets because y'all asking questions that the prophets sit there and say, man, I never would have thought about that. But he knows I gotta go get 2 or 3. When he get that 2 or 3, now everybody get edified, including him.
Yes.
Because Aaron and his sons was eating the tithes. I know y'all remember reading about that. So everybody got to work together. But the prophet needs them people to come and ask them questions so that everybody can get edified by their question. Ain't nobody know everything. But we can figure it out with 2 or 3.
Sir.
Yes.
Hey, Elder, let me back up when you said the son of perdition, right? And you said earlier that the son can either be a doctrine or it could be the person teaching your doctrine, right? So let's go back in time, as they say in the carnal world. Let's go back in time, Genesis. We'll go back to Genesis, the beginning. Go back to 4:17. Goes around at the son of perdition.
Okay, we're going to Genesis what? And
4:17.
This is going to be a big class. We're going to break down some things. We're going to break down some things, talking it through, because I'm gonna have to, because it's so much to cover.
Mm-hmm.
Something we doing behind the scenes that a lot of elders don't see.
All right, go back to 16 and explain it a little further. It'll set it up even.
Genesis chapter 4 and verse 16. And Cain went out from the presence of the Lord and dwelt.
So, hold on real quick. So if somebody went out of the presence of the Lord, are they in sin or are they not?
No, they ain't in sin. They
in sin.
Yeah.
So that means you don't know, if you're not in the presence of the Lord, that means you are in sin.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You don't understand the word of God because you're not in His sight, His faith.
You turned His back on Him.
Yes.
Right.
And Cain went out from the presence of the Lord and dwelt in the land of Nod.
Nod. So you're in the land of Nod. Where are you at? You sleep. You nodded off. You out of there.
That word dwelt. That word dwelt means believe. So he went out of the presence of the Lord's understanding and started following the land doctrine of God. Jeremiah 3 and 1 tell you land is a doctrine. All right.
And the rise and east is rising of the sun of the understanding of Eden. That's what it means.
Verse 17. And Cain knew his wife.
So Cain, hold on. Okay, go. Yeah, there you go. Go.
What do new mean? When you know something, what does it mean? Literally.
Believe.
You know it. Yeah.
He knows his doctrine. He's developed his doctrine. His wife is his doctrine. Y'all see that? It ain't talking about him marrying no human. It ain't talking about him having sex with a human being. These people don't know what these words mean. So he learned his doctrine. That's what know means. When you know something, you learn something. All right.
He went into that doctrine.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Because remember, he went east of Eden. See what I'm saying? So he started getting a little light. You see what's happening?
Yeah.
And she conceived.
Okay.
And
in his mind.
And bare Enoch.
Okay.
And he builded a city.
So he started to create a doctrine. A city is a doctrine or a church. You know what I'm saying? He's starting to build a congregation.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And called the name of the city.
So if you call the name of a city, call the name means to what?
You're going to teach it.
What does that mean?
You teach it.
Teach what?
That name.
What we teach?
That doctrine.
Doctrine. Yeah.
Okay. Of that city.
He teaching the doctrine of Enoch.
Yes.
That's what he conceived with his wife. He came up, he developed a doctrine by the name of Enoch. That's what he telling. Y'all see that? All right.
And
called what? And when you called, that means you're teaching. Call means to teach.
The name of the city after the name of his son, Enoch.
After the doctrine that he had. Now drop down to verse 25. Dealing with son. We got to remember we're dealing with the son. What is the son? What does the Bible say the son is? This is you have to find out what the son is. You have to walk it down, get 2 precepts or 3 to break down to find out what God is saying a son is. All right. So that is Adam. Read.
Genesis chapter 4 and verse 25.
Mhm.
And Adam knew his wife again.
Y'all know what
Knew
new
his-
mean now. He
Yes.
learned a new doctrine.
Because the
All
first doctrine he had was what? He had a wicked doctrine called Cain.
Mhm,
First doctrine that came out was the one that was a murderous doctrine.
mhm.
But now he knows his wife again. Read.
And she bare a son,
Okay.
A new doctrine.
Mhm.
and called his name Seth.
Okay.
For God said, she hath appointed me another seed instead of Abel.
So now, what is seed?
The word.
The word.
Okay.
That's what Bishop Nathaniel say.
So she appointed him another seed, meaning another word of God, instead of who?
Instead of Abel.
Because Abel was a doctrine of righteousness, the righteous doctrine. The doctrine of Cain killed that. So Cain is a doctrine of hatred, whom Cain slew. Okay, verse 26.
I like bring that up too. I'm just gonna mention it. It's 2 seeds. It's also the word of God, Luke chapter 8, verse 11. Then there's a corruptible seed that man teach.
Yeah.
First Peter 23. First
Oh, I
Peter,
got you. Yes.
First Peter chapter 1, verse 23.
23. Yeah, let's go there. Let's go get it.
Yeah.
Let's get the seed. Might as well show it.
Yes.
That's
Whenever you
always-
teach carnal, that's the corruptible seed right there. Whenever you go carnal,
For everything
You lost
that's righteous, there's a flip side that's wicked. Okay, it's 2
Right.
and 2. Okay, 2 sides of the same coin.
1 Peter chapter 1 and verse 23. Being born again, not of corruptible seed,
the word that's other than God's seed,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
but of incorruptible, by the word of God, which liveth and abideth forever.
see, it's different.
Right.
You got the corruptible and you got the incorruptible. God's
One more
God's
precept,
seed is
Elder, then-
incorruptible. Go ahead.
Then take that, then I get it back over. Go to Ephesians chapter 1, verse 13. I think that's it. I'm trying to see where it's at. Ephesians, try that right there. Let's see here. Read that right there.
Ephesians chapter 1 and verse 13.
Uh-huh.
Ye in whom ye also trusted, after that ye heard the word of truth, the gospel of your salvation, in
Uh-huh.
whom also after that ye believed.
Mm-hmm.
Still,
The gospel of salvation is the spiritual. See, you it's going to mention. Mm-hmm.
ye were sealed with that Holy Spirit of promise,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
verse 14, which is the earnest of our inheritance until the redemption of the purchased possession unto the praise of his glory.
Go to 1 Thessalonians 2 and 13. See, God's word is totally different from man's. His seed is totally different from the carnal interpretation. Keep that in mind. This is his word right here.
1 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 13. For this cause also thank we God without ceasing, because when ye received the word of God, which ye heard of us, ye received it not as the word of men, but
See that? You saw it spiritually. It's a spiritual interpretation. Man is a beast. Ecclesiastes 3:18. You're not carnal. Y'all get that?
sir,
Yes, sir.
Not as the man. No, as the spiritual person that dwells in us. Read.
but as it is in truth,
See that?
the word of God, which
Spiritual.
worketh also in you that believe.
Go ahead, Elder King, honey. Then I'll take over after that. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's important for us to understand and embrace the concept of absolute truth in all areas of our life, because life has a consequence for following the wrong doctrine. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm gonna explain that to you. I'm gonna give a scenario. Yesterday it rained over here where I reside in my yard. I told the truth, didn't I?
Right.
That was the truth. I'm telling you that's earthly truth, but that's not the doctrine of God. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna break down something, talking it through. And I want to break down this, Elder, because Elder asked this question. For an example, go to what God said, Christ said, go to Mark 16 and 15, then we'll come back here. Go to Mark 16 and 15, because I want to clear up this right here.
Think about it like this. So think about following, Elder. Think about somebody following the wrong doctrine. Let's say I was just watching something downstairs on the ID channel, right? My brother wants to go, he wanted to get his car out of the impound market lot. So he wants to decide that he knows people in the neighborhood. He goes to rob a store. In his mind, he took on the doctrine of wanting to be a gangster. So he goes to a store to rob a fish market. That when he goes into the fish market, the guy automatically knew who he was. Lo and behold, one of the guys that walked with him, right before it started to happen, took off and went home. He had enough sense to say, you know what, I'm gonna get up out of here. So he leaves and goes home. He do nothing, go inside the store before they drop him off. Murdered the dude.
You broke up. Say that again.
So I said the dude goes home before dudes commit the robbery. One of the guys didn't know that the other guy had a gun on him. So the guy who wanted the money to get the car actually had the murderous spirit on him. Everybody else was just followers. So they were following a different doctrine. One of them had enough sense to leave, you get what I'm saying, to go home. The other one followed him. So he was trying to be down with the dude because the dude was like the super gangster, you know what I'm saying? So they followed another doctrine. So he walked in, and unbeknownst, this dude pulled out a gun. He didn't know that he was going there to do all that. He said he was going to come in there and stick him up, because first he showed him a knife. You get what I'm saying? So he was going to hold him at knife point. So he's thinking ain't much going to come of that. You know what I'm saying? You're going to rob somebody at knife point. So the dude pulled out a gun. And then he said when the dude pulled out a gun, he was shocked. He took off running. So the dude and the guy in the store knew the dude that was robbing him. So he shot, and the dude walked in the store as the dude was walking out. So he shot everybody, came back and shot everybody again. They used the first two brothers that got away to pinpoint that dude and lock him up for murder. But you saw how you were following the wrong doctrine, so they got the second dude with the as he walked out of the store, so he could get away from that. Even he didn't do it. He walked in the store and took off running. He still had to do his time. They plea deal with him so he can tell on the other dude. But see, following that first dude who had the murderous spirit let them move down a path that they don't want to go down.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's the point I'm trying to what you said about following the wrong doctrine. You following that brother had the wrong doctrine. He had to hate my brother, murder my brother doctrine.
Yeah.
And brothers, you have 3 people that got a life lost because he wanted over a car. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
that's exactly what
two other people life got changed because they were following that doctrine at the time.
Yep.
So
that's
you
it.
Understand what follow. Yes. This is just
now we're gonna
an example.
That's a good example.
Yeah.
Before we go here, right? And I'm gonna let you touch on what you was going at in Genesis, Elder. But go to first.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm done. I'm done with Genesis.
You done? Okay. Go back. Okay. Go back to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 2. Because Elder Patricia asked a question. And all of us gonna get it. Read that again.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 2. That ye be not soon shaken in mind.
That's what happened to that brother you was talking about, Elder Kenya Hannon. Read.
Or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor
the
by...
word is totally different. We went over God's word is totally different, right? Keep that in mind. This for the viewers. Read.
Nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of Christ is at hand.
Now, don't be shaking it in mind. A lot of people read the letters that Paul and the rest of the prophets write carnally. Keep this in mind, right? Now, we're going to break down something, talking through. And then we're going to bring up back where we just left off. You go back to Mark 16 and 15. While you're doing that, I'm going to break this down. When Christ said, go out on the highway, what they do? They literally go out on the highway. We take the highway elevated level. That's shaking in your mind. You see that? You got the wrong interpretation. Right here, that booster club, what IUIC doing? We about to break that down. Because you shaking in your dumb mind. Read that right there.
Mark chapter 16 and verse 15. And he said unto them, go ye into all the world and preach the gospel.
Go ahead, Els. Finish it up.
To every creature.
Now, we went over what we just came out of Ephesians chapter 1, verse 13. The gospel of salvation, right? Stay with me. Now, when he said go into the world, why didn't Paul go in all the world? Why he didn't go to America?
Right.
Why didn't he go to Florida? Why didn't he go to Texas?
Right.
Right.
He said go into that carnal interpretation.
Yes.
Go into that carnal interpretation and teach. Now,
go every creature. Hold on.
Revelation.
Just like Elder Anderson said, a creature is a beast, right? Beast is that no person inside you. That's what he's supposed to preach the gospel to. That's a shout out to Elder Anderson.
Yeah.
Yes. You shout out.
He's here with us.
Elder Anderson. Yes. But he said go into the world, because they go into the world of people, their thoughts, their carnal. That's what he's saying. Plant that seed. Go to Revelation chapter 18 and 4.
And he also went up, like he said, he spoke openly in the temple. He wasn't talking about no building.
No.
He was talking about, he was teaching them people in their hearts, in their minds.
Yes.
That's against you, the temple of God. You know, the people,
yes.
So in the synagogue, that's you, the synagogue. You know.
Now he said go into the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look what he say right here, though.
Revelations chapter 18 and verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven.
Being elevated, you got to be in the spirit to understand what we're talking about over here. Read.
Come out of her.
Stop. Now he said go into the word. Now you stand to come out of her. Now I'm confounded. Go into the world. Now he said come out of her. He said going into that worldly kind of interpretation, that carnal interpretation. You got to know how to come out of her when you go teach it. Yeah. Did you get that, Elder Contessa?
Yes. Yes, I did.
We understood this when Christ said you got to learn how to pick up serpents and don't get bit. The same thing right there. Yeah. When you teaching somebody in the world, because see, they are designed to bring you in and go take you into the carnal. Want to come out of that carnal. Christ said, go into that world, that carnal interpretation that they teaching. But you got to come out of it. Now we're just talking this through. Go to Joshua chapter 14, verse 11. Did everybody get that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You got the elder Jariah?
Yes.
Sir.
See, you're going to go into the world, that carnal interpretation, and learn how to come out. This what I learned this from Joshua. From Caleb, how he explained it to me. Because we have his doctrine. We have those prophets' doctrine. Their testimonies are their doctrines. Read that.
Joshua chapter 14 and verse 11. And it says, as yet I am as strong this day as I was in the day that Moses sent me.
Believe it or not, Caleb was actually born biological, a Gentile. We can prove it. We made a video of Caleb. Yep. So if the viewers want to watch that, watch it. But he was in the tribe. He was indoctrinated in the tribe of Judah. They took him in the tribe of Judah. We can break it down. Read.
As my strength was then, even so is my strength now. For
pleasing God is your strength. Pleasing God is your strength. Getting the spiritual interpretation, knowing exactly what he's saying. Hosea 6:6. Read.
For war, both to go out and
see that?
Come in.
Now, when you war with somebody, you war with that person with doctrines. You're not going out there killing your brother. Thou shalt not kill. Exodus 20, verse 13. Learn how to wait a 5 viewers. There ain't no war in there. This man was so righteous. He know how to go to war. Go into that carnal interpretation and come right back out. He know how to go in and come out. Everybody got that?
Yes, sir.
And a lot of times
you'll
see like they used to talk about David used to go out and come in for Israel. That's what he's talking about. He know how to debate the Most High's word, right? He can go because he used Goliath's sword to cut his head off with. He was able to use Goliath's own words to trip him up and defeat him. Okay, David was really smart, but he knew how to go out and come in. All right, he knew how to go inside. Okay, you trying to defeat him, trying to convert him to some carnal doctrine. And then he'll go in there and say, oh, you saying XYZ 1, 2, 3, because Christ used to do it. He said, but are you aware of this? So he sit there and he'll tell you it'll be a spiritual word. Well, you saying that sword mean an actual sword, but God, according to the precepts, say sword is the word. So, that's how he was beating them. He could go in and out. He could go carnal, spiritual, carnal. And he knew how to do it like that. And that's what the Most High say the prophets of the day have to be able to do that. But you got to fall away first. You got to get rid of that carnal first, and then learn how, like Elder Samuel was saying, how to pick up them serpents and not get bit.
Yes. You see that? See, because
Can I ask a
believe it or
question?
not, go ahead, Elder.
I said, can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
So when you debate, you have to debate basically with 2 to 3 precepts.
Yes. That's the
Yes.
law.
Okay.
That's Christ's law.
That's
We're not under Aaron or Aaron or whatever. We don't follow him no more. All right. Them people standing strong, 10 toes down on Aaron. We following Christ. All right. So he said you got to have 2 or 3 in order to defeat your enemy.
And way to fire that. But and here's another thing. We were going to touch on what King David did too, what you just said.
Oh,
Elder.
really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's cool. Go to 2nd Ezra 6, chapter 6, verse 8. And I'm going to show you something. Remember, we just explained what the world is, right? Carnal interpretation. Go into that trash and come out of her. We just had it. We gave 2 precepts. And here's another one right here, because Jacob doing the same thing that Esau did. Went into that carnal interpretation.
Yeah. Exactly.
He doing the same thing. I think it's 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and 8. Yeah.
Second Ezra.
Okay. Go ahead.
2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
Those boys are allegory. Jacob repeating the same thing that Esau did. He going into the world. Read
That's the prophecy. This prophecy.
We're up past because they always like to bring that. Let's get a little meat on that. So Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. So they currently thought it was some intermixing babies going on here. So what is that? What is the heel of Esau?
It's doctrine.
Break it down, Elder.
Yeah.
Oh, all praises. How do we prove this? Let's go to Ecclesiastes in the Bible, chapter 5, verse 1 and 2.
Now,
if anybody has any other precepts for foot,
yeah, bring them up. But keep in mind, he said he gonna throw down Esau's house, right? He gonna build. He talking about his spiritual. Then he threw down Greek mythology.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what he's talking about. I'm gonna reject you, Esau, if you build that strange doctrine too. Yeah. That's all he's saying. Jacob, I'm reject yours. Esau, I'm gonna reject yours. He's told Jacob many times, I'm gonna throw yours down. That's in the Bible.
What do you say that? What do you say that the name of that show on Evil Lives Here that you saw? What it called? The Prophet or something like that?
Son of the Prophet. Yes, it was.
Yes.
About the Sons of Yahweh, and they believe that God's bringing down the kingdom of heaven on the United States, and there's 140,000 supposed to eradicate the blacks, Italians, everybody else is non-white. So it's the same doctrine Daniel had.
So now
y'all can Google the same doctrine the Hebrew Israelites are following. It's just reverse.
What's the name of that video? What's it called again? So that they got the full understanding.
Evil lives here. I hate to promote somebody else's show, but Evil Lives Here, and the episode is Son of the Prophet. The cult he was talking about was called the Sons of Yahweh, something like that. And the exact same verbatim a doctrine that the Hebrew Israelites have, but instead of saying the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they say the whites, and they spit it the other way. Yeah. Exact same doctrine.
And I'm gonna put a seed into their mind. Now, the powers of be built up a lot of places with the slaves, right?
Right.
Slaves, carnal slaves. Now they out on the street being pimped like slaves?
Yes.
Are they?
Yes.
Are they getting paid?
No.
The same thing.
Same doctrine.
You
Same.
volunteering to be a slave now.
Yeah.
First
You're a
Kings
captain,
21
you get
and 20. If you're a captain, you're getting paid, but you also a slave to his doctrine.
Right. Let's go this foot.
You see, you repeat the same thing Esau doing.
Yeah.
The same thing. Now you got slaves. Now you got volunteer slaves.
Yes.
Not only that, God called you prostituting slave. You prostituting yourself to be a slave.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's say you repeat you Esau in the beginning of the world. Now he repeating the same thing.
Yep.
That's what it's talking about.
So
Go ahead, Elder.
you're saying that everybody's following that Esau doctrine.
Yes.
That's why Jacob's hand was on his heel.
Listen.
Yes.
Take this as an example. What's the difference between the Israelites' interpretation of Jonah and the whale versus quote unquote the powers that be interpretation of it? It's identical.
Difference. Right.
What's the Israelite interpretation of God, or excuse me, of Christ walking on water versus what the powers that be of religion in the Bible now? What's the difference between them doctrines?
There ain't none.
Nothing.
Right.
When Moses came and
hold on.
the Red Sea, it's all the
What's
same.
the difference? What's the difference between Revelations and Independence Day with Will Smith?
Very
Coming back
little.
No difference.
Day with Will Smith.
Very little. Telling you.
Man.
What he's telling you is Nathaniel derived Superman Jesus from Esau.
Superman.
And first
Right.
of all, I know a lot of them over there
Superman.
saying, well, I want to, give praise and honor to Superman Jesus, who is first in my life. But that whole thing was made up. Okay.
Yes.
All garbage. They got the same doctrine.
Mm-hmm.
We
The
get ready to
same
show
doctrine.
y'all what heel means. Heel means doctrine. It's a member.
Mhm.
Okay.
Right.
Heel is a doctrine. It's a heel is a member of the body. All right. Read that, Elder.
That's why.
I like it.
Is it
What'd
that
you
way
say?
it's called the supplanter?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
He's like just
Yes.
changing the color.
Yes.
Yes.
I think we might have lost. Elder Jariah.
Oh man, I like the baby Jesus the best.
Yeah.
All right, so
Well, now Elder Misha, I don't often do this. It's
they call me Lefty.
we got a situation where we've got one of our prophets, ripped his Achilles heel.
Jariah, what happened to you?
I think he loves
No,
me.
that's right.
But we would
That's the
appreciate it if you could help us with this foot.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Since we talking about that heel, so that they can understand the foot is a doctrine.
Mhm.
Read that for me.
Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 1. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of God.
So we
And-
all know a heel is part of the foot. So keep going.
And be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools.
Yes.
For they consider not that they do evil.
They
But
don't
it's
consider that they
interesting. It's interesting that whenever they teach this on the streets, whenever they defeat somebody with their doctrine, the first thing they say, give me Ecclesiastes 5 and 1. And they start reading, keep thy foot when thou goest into the house of the Lord. See, the foot, whenever you come into the house of the Lord, you're supposed to keep your foot and be more ready to hear than give the sacrifice of food. Shut your mouth.
Brother.
Shut your
Right.
mouth. That's
Hey,
what
bro.
the Most High telling you right now. He telling you foot, the heel means doctrine. My doctrine
Yes.
just beat your
Mhm.
doctrine. You keep quiet. They'll go to precept it with whenever the Most High told when the Most High told Moses to take his shoes off. That's what they precepted with. You standing
they
on
read it.
hollow ground. They know.
See, they read it carnally, didn't they?
Yes.
They read it carnally. But
Mhm.
break it down, because I want to break down the difference
Mhm.
once you're done, Elder.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Elder Yohanan.
Verse 2.
My bad, y'all.
No, you're doing great.
You all right?
We've already
Oh, there is.
we've already gotten someone to take over for you. Seems your transmission is unreliable.
Man,
We're gonna see if we can't get something more reliable. We still love you, brother.
yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 5 and verse 2. Be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thine heart be hasty to utter anything before God. For
So
God,
he's still talking about the foot in the mouth. He said, don't put the foot in your
Yep.
for
You see
God
what I'm saying?
is in heaven,
Mhm.
and thou upon earth.
Ooh.
You was
You're
carnal.
carnal.
Yes.
Yes.
Therefore let thy words be few.
Words? Doctrine.
See that?
It's all talking about
Doctrine.
doctrine. That's what the foot is talking about. It's talking about doctrine.
Let's go to Job. Job 31 and 3.
You viewers
Check
got
one.
to realize you can't read the Bible carnally. And we're going to show some precepts after King Yohanan do his give his magic, work his magic.
Oh, I'm just giving my two priests and two to where the foot is.
There you go.
Hey, you showed a miracle. You said, hey,
Show you. Yeah,
that's
that's
a
how you're
miracle.
supposed to read the Bible. All right.
Miracle mean explanation, y'all.
Yes,
It ain't nobody
yes.
sitting up in there, talking about abracadabra and hocus pocus.
Sprinkle me, man.
Yeah, none of that. None of that. All that is lies. Sleight of hand. Right? Come on, man. Y'all need to get it together.
Job 31 and 3. Is not destruction to the wicked,
Mm-hmm.
and a strange punishment to the workers of iniquity?
So we're already dealing with sin. So we're going to do what the foot is. All right. Verse 31 and 4.
Verse 4. Doth not he see my ways and count all my steps?
Ways and
What is
steps.
the way? What are the ways? Truth.
Yes. Doctrines.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The
Yes.
doctrines.
Yes.
And your steps.
Yes.
Your path.
The highway,
Right.
the highway,
Mhm.
the highway, the elevated
Mhm.
level
And
way.
it's funny that
Spiritual.
y'all see that thing that say steps.
Mm-hmm.
Now, often they'll use this thing in order to get you to hate your brother. They start talking about they hunt our steps. They ain't talking about some people on horseback running down a bunch of black people and killing them.
No.
Right.
He's talking
Right.
about they are overtaking their doctrines. Okay.
Yes,
That's what
he's
it's
trying to
talking
mess
about.
up. What they trying to do is mess up your path.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
steps
You see
is
that?
your feet too, right?
Yes.
You
When
do
the,
it.
Yes.
when
Hey.
Christ washed he washed his disciples' feet, he was cleaning up their doctrine.
That's what he was
Right.
doing.
Now you got
Mhm.
people over here with these crusty toes that
More
sitting up in
buns.
there in the church, and they got this soapy water. But it's very difficult to have the courage to go and touch those feet.
Right.
But some people have
What's
some
that?
serious challenges with their
Most
feet.
of that guy didn't tell you to go wash
But he
athlete's
ain't
foot,
told you to
know.
wash nobody's foot. I'm just telling you. Y'all got to learn what this thing talking about. Because you know, as soon as they pull them Nikes off.
Yeah, buddy.
That old aroma star.
I'm gonna have to get salvation off these feet right here. Lord
brother.
Jesus.
Nah, brother. Hey, look here, man. You might need to go see a specialist. I ain't specialized in dealing with them toes. So you know. But when he talking about feet, he talking about doctrine.
He talking about doctrine.
The Most High ain't told you to deal with nobody toe jams.
Yeah, bro.
It's time to move on from that.
Yes, please.
Spiritual now.
All
praise to the Most High.
Verse 5. If I have walked with vanity, or if my foot hath hasted to deceit.
How could your foot haste to deceit? How could your foot deceive? You got to study step R2 button.
Doctrine.
Yeah.
Right.
Y'all see how he
doctrine.
Whenever he start writing in a certain, when you just sit there and you're saying to yourself, man, what is it saying? What does that mean? He's writing it spiritually so that you have to literally say, what do I need to do in order to figure out what this saying? Right. If you use Matthew 18, 16 through 20 and start getting you 2 or 3 precepts for the words that's in that thing, it's going to start making sense to you. Right. If you don't, you're going to sit there and you're just going to be perplexed. You're going to be like, well, this thing too hard for me. I can't do this. I don't understand none of this. Because you won't take the effort to do what Christ told you to do. It don't matter what no man say. If you put your faith in what Christ's method is, you're going to get the answer for it. Because you got to learn what it means spiritually.
So now, if I walked in vanity.
Verse 5, if I have walked with vanity, or if my foot hath hasted to deceit.
So now if you walk in vanity, so what were you doing? You were teaching you wanted to be known. You wanted the money. If you walked in that, or your foot, what you teaching lies. That's what he's telling.
Vanity is lies. Yep.
Verse 6, let me be weighed in an even balance, that God may know mine integrity.
How do you weigh an even balance? I know we all know. How do we weigh an even balance? It's simple. How do anything?
Weigh the fire.
How do you weigh the fire? That's what he's saying. It's the same thing. The balance and the fire, all that stuff.
What he's saying is, right, so like the Most High uses a balance, because he say he want an even balance, right? So he letting you know you got to be able to teach what it means carnally and what it means spiritually. All right. These guys, they going up in there, they got a one-sided balance. They balance. They got that heavy carnal that they teach them. All right. So they don't have a just weight. They teaching you one-sided. They not teaching you both sides. Because if you start off with the equal balance, right, you get to weigh the fire. You get to say, well, do I believe the carnal part or do I believe the spiritual part? That's up to you based upon which one makes the most sense. All right.
Yes.
Most of these churches are teaching with unjust weights. Okay, they giving you one side of the story. All this stuff is metaphors. Y'all got to know what this stuff means.
Yes.
Go ahead, Elder.
Let me touch on that too.
Go ahead.
First Samuel 2 and 3. You finished with your magic there, Elder King Yanni?
Oh, we go ahead. You can go ahead. I think they got that.
Okay. Just to weigh in on that. You know, because we're going to touch back on that son of perdition. Then we're going to get in class about the jackass preacher.
Plenty of those.
Yes. Donkey.
Right. That's right.
And monkeys.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
bro. Yeah,
Donkeys
bro.
and mangoes. That's right.
Donkeys and monkeys.
1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 3. Talk no more so exceedingly proud, so
That's what the elders
exceeding
were saying.
proudly.
Mm-hmm.
Let not arrogancy come out of your mouth.
Hmm?
For the Lord
Because,
is a
because if you're not weighed that fire and you teach it carnally, you arrogant. That old man have taken the place of your temple. Now he's gone carnal, teaching carnal. You don't lost the knowledge of what God is talking about. You got to be weaned from the milk. Read.
For the Lord is a God of knowledge, and by him actions are weighed.
See
What's
that?
the knowledge? What's the knowledge?
Hello.
Spiritual
I see that.
I saw
interpretation.
somebody take.
Spiritual.
I see somebody.
Oh, tell
take
that.
Samuel whole class. Yeah,
That's
I see
right.
brother take Samuel whole class.
we
on that.
welcome it. We welcome it.
So,
Right.
oh,
He
you
took
about it.
when you remember you taught the class about knowledge. You went to Malachi 2, then you went to Hosea 4, then you went to Isaiah 28.
All
Somebody
praises.
just taught that class exactly like that. We ain't gonna call the brother out. Because the thing is, it's good that he did it.
He gonna get consumed.
Yeah. Because some of them people know, right?
Yeah.
A lot of them
They
people
know.
is man pleasers, okay? But some of them people, they sitting and they watching what's going on, right?
Mhm.
And they see that they are not giving the people what they supposed to be getting. Because they all following this man's doctrine. And this man got them teaching, like we just read. They got they balance is not, it's got unjust weights on it.
Yes. They don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know if they twist that doctrine up. You defile that vineyard. Now, we started beginning. We said, hey, you better get the interpretation of what you actually read, because if you mess up that vineyard, God gonna punish you for it.
Yes.
So if you get vainglory or if you get money, taking money teaching that doctrine, you're in violation.
Yeah.
Straight.
So we welcome it. We welcome whenever they do that.
Yeah, but get a glory to God.
Yes.
Don't take no money. And I'm telling whoever did that, do not take money. Because once you do that, you have become them people God.
Yes.
You don't took God's glory. Now you the glory. And I back up everything because we're going to talk about the lights today. It's a dark light that look like he got the light, and there's actual the light. But go back to
you got
second. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Elder.
For the Lord is a God of knowledge, and by him actions are weighed.
See that?
Weighed.
Yes.
Again, it's a balance. All right.
Yes.
You got to make sure that you give them people both sides. Let them people wait. Don't go up in there and tell them you better do this because I say so. No. Them people have to see it for themselves. And they'll look and they'll say to themselves, I can't see no man. I can't see no man surviving 3 days in no well better. I can't see.
Right.
Maybe it means something else. And so if you able to give them both sides, they can make a determination without you. Now it ain't on you.
Right. Maybe I don't see no man flying out of the clouds, burn up the earth. I don't see that either.
No.
I don't know. Maybe there's another side to it.
Yeah, especially if you just told them the fire was the word. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Right.
bro.
Come on, bro.
Yeah. Go back to
Do
2
better.
Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse
Ding.
2. Yeah. So we're gonna break it down, then we're gonna go to that jackass preacher.
I didn't just realize that the Israelites say they're space aliens. The Israelites have a space alien doctrine.
Yes.
It's
Where the
basically
fire-
Brother, they all-
they're all
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
space aliens.
Where the
Because the
fire-
UFOs
messed up,
coming
bro.
back, it's space alien doctrine. Oh no, maybe I'm confused.
Yeah, bro.
So you're trying to say the
I'm
blacks,
about to
Hispanics,
confuse.
and Native Americans are space aliens?
Hey, bro. I got
Bro.
Look here.
I
Just
don't know.
put that V up like that. That's what Spock used to use.
Somebody has been watching sci-fi without supervision.
That's what I'm talking about. That's right. If somebody needs supervision, I'm gonna tell
That
you.
boy needs some help bad. Hey, he the Twilight Zone.
I'm telling you.
Right.
He got the
Don't get him
whole
now.
That boy-
Don't get him now.
doctrine.
You don't give them to the Twilight Zone. This Twilight Zone will be a whole nother doctrine.
I'm telling you. It's a shame.
Let's not get there.
It's sad.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
Yeah, sad brother.
Oh, praise.
Oh, read that, Elder.
Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 2. That ye be not soon shaken in mind.
In
or
your
be-
mind, read. Now you're talking about spaceships.
Mm.
Now you're talking about kill actually mean you can murder that person.
Mm.
You're shaking it, but Exodus 20 verse 13 says, "Thou shalt not kill."
Right.
We went over it. You don't know how to weigh. You don't know how to weigh what God actually saying. You
Right.
read the letter carnally. We're gonna touch on that.
Yes.
Because this is what the Son of Perdition does. He read the letter of the law.
Yeah.
He don't get the spiritual interpretation
Right.
words from the law.
Yeah.
Moses wrote it 2 tablets.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes.
Spiritual. Y'all keep looking at that the 10 Commandments. No. He wrote it carnally and
Yes.
spiritually.
Yes.
He said, write it again.
Yes.
Because he was
Right.
teaching it differently. He said, no, do it a second time. He taught him spiritually. He taught him
Yeah.
carnally. Moses did. Then he taught them spiritually. So they knew. They saw. He said, choose life.
Yes. Exactly.
Go ahead. Finish reading that Elder.
That ye
Verse
be
3.
not
Mm-hmm.
that ye be not soon shaken in mind or be troubled, neither by spirit nor by word, nor by letter as from us.
Mm-hmm. From
At
us. From us. The letter from us. There's 2 ways that Paul wrote it. Read.
As that the day of Christ is at hand.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means.
No man, not even that person in you. Because if you read this letter, the letter of the law is going to deceive you. And we're going to get some precepts for it right after we break this down. Read.
Not even us. Not even us. You should be saying to yourself,
No one.
you got to prove it, what you saying.
Mhm.
Yes.
Right. You should be
Yes.
saying, man, I need to see
Question.
2 precepts. Question it.
Yes.
For that day shall not come, except there be a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of
Go to Psalm.
perdition.
Psalm 40 verse 2. That's enough right there, right? Wait. Read verse 4. Read verse 4. You got to go to that. I'm sorry, Elder.
Verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God.
He's God.
Mhm.
He the big G. Y'all see that? He the big G.
Right.
Yeah.
That man, that carnal man, and everybody
Yes.
I'm God.
This-
That's what he's saying.
This General Almighty, Alpha and Omega.
That's right.
All of them had to go to Psalm 40, verse 2. Let's
Who
get
the master?
it
Show
from King
enough.
David.
Who the master? Show enough.
Kiss my Converse.
Kiss my
He wants you
Converse.
to kiss his feet.
Wow. That's
And he got a jerry curl
amazing.
too, just like him.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
And the shoulder pads.
I tell you,
yeah, brother.
I tell you, boy, it's amazing.
Yeah, bro.
It's amazing how somebody can sit there and they can teach a class talking about how they went to the morgue and they saw all these women. They had these lesions on their brain and all this other stuff to tell these sisters, hey, using those chemicals and all that other stuff. Y'all shouldn't do that, da 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 da. Then he turn around and he give them the example of doing the same thing. Now he gonna shame them because they go and get their hair permed or whatever, but he go and
Yes,
get
bro.
their head permed. That's
Yeah, bro.
that's a hypocrite.
And he put on makeup before the camera. I
Yeah.
saw it with my own eyes.
Yeah,
He put on makeup before I saw it with my own eyes. I was there.
right. They tell them women they can't dye their hair. That man's beard is probably very similar to mine. Okay?
They
But
throw the gray
he
hair.
can wear
Gray
that
hair is
dye.
honorable.
Yeah. He can wear that dye. But some woman
Yes.
get up in there and start, putting some highlights in her head, or, she don't want everybody to see gray hair and all that other stuff. Oh, she wicked as a don't know what. You see, y'all got to look at these men. They ain't nothing but hypocrites.
Yes.
They all
Hypocrites.
hypocrites.
Now we're still talking about the perdition, son of perdition, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, we're always talking about the son of perdition every show.
read that right there, Elder.
Psalms chapter 40, verse 2. He brought me up also out of an horrible pit.
What's a pit?
Stop.
Church.
That's right.
Now, this man is David right here. Didn't he write Psalms?
Yes.
Mhm.
He brought me up also out in horrible pit. Hold it right there. Up. Go to Revelations chapter 11 and verse, 7. Remember, start now. Start at Camille Elder Zariah was talking about this. I hear. Now, go to 3. And we're going to read to 7. Now, this is the man inside of all of us we have to kill daily. We're talking about along with Jacob and Israel. We both have that person in us, the carnal man and spiritual man. But read that.
Revelation chapter 11 and verse 3. And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses.
Stop. I show my word unto who?
My 2 witnesses.
He's talking about
Jacob and Israel.
Jacob and Israel. Mm-hmm.
Psalm 147, verse 19 and 20. Am I true? Am I correct?
Yes.
Mhm.
Read.
And they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth.
What's sackcloth?
That's a new doctrine.
They're gonna be
That's
changing
that new-
doctrines.
Mhm. Yep.
They're gonna be changing doctrine. When you change, you clothe yourself with another doctrine. You put on another doctrine. You see that?
Mhm. Yep.
They're learning. They're killing the old person in them all the time, daily. Like I said, man, I changed so many clothes in a day. Good God, because I get some questions. Whoo. I
Yes.
said, Sam, Sam, it's awful lonely where you are right now, but you got to stay there, son.
Yes.
Y'all see what I'm saying?
That's
Y'all
right.
understand what I'm saying, elders?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Read on. Read on.
Verse 4. These are the 2 olive trees and the 2 candlesticks standing before the God of the earth.
Stop. Now, the olive trees, don't Jacob go deep. He tried to go deep. This is my spiritual interpretation. Now, that's he's the tree. A tree gives oil. Oil is coming from the meat interpretation that Jacob perceived as being deep, right? He got oil.
Yes.
Elder King Johanna, we gave a class about the venison.
Yes.
Right? Oh, that's deep. That's deep. That's deep. Then
Fire.
Israel, the spiritual man, got the spiritual side. Right?
Yes.
Read. And they both have 2 lights. Stop right there. Stop right there. Go to, they have 2 lights, because we got to break this down, Son of Perdition. This is very important. Just had it. Mine must be trying to trick something. Let's go to the bad light. We're going to come right back here. Go to Psalms 139 and 12. Both of them got lights. Am I correct?
Yes.
Sir.
Okay. The light bearer got light too. Nathaniel and Kalai, Yahweh, y'all got a light. But Christ's light is going to dominate your light. Read that, Brian.
Psalms 139 and 12. Yea, the darkness hideth not from thee, but the night shineth as the day.
Read.
The darkness and the light are both alike to thee.
See that? You got a dark light, a person that you got deep understanding, got that torch leading you the way to hell. Then you got Christ, got a torch. He the Lord, the spiritual man, Israel. Y'all get where I'm coming from. Go to Psalms 49:13. I have to destroy this old person several times a day.
Psalms 49 and 13. This their way is their folly. Yet
the way, the wrong path, they doctrine, right? Read.
Yet their posterity approved their sayings. Salah.
See that? Read. They getting blessed and everything and this and that. They think they're getting goodness and everything, so they keep going by that dark light. You see that? We got 70 churches. 70 churches. Oh, you think God is okay? Go ahead. Remember, God set up Pharaoh.
Yep.
Read that.
Verse 14. Like sheep, they are laid in the grave.
Walking stupid. Like in Revelation. Chapter 11. Because we're going to go back to chapter 11. They walking dead in the street. Read.
Death shall feed on them, and the upright shall have dominion over them in the morning.
See that? And the light.
When they
Read
get
on.
understanding. Yep.
And their beauty shall consume in the grave from their dwelling.
Read.
Verse 15. But God will redeem my soul from the power of the grave, for he shall receive me.
Power means doctrine.
From that doctrine.
But God will redeem my soul from the doctrine of the grave, the doctrine of the dead. That's the carnal doctrine. All right. One is life, one is death. What's Romans 8:6 and 7?
Yes. Carnal mind is enmity. Yeah.
For he shall receive me. Salah.
Read on. We're going to read the 20.
Verse 16. Be not thou afraid when one is made rich, when the glory of his house is increased.
Glory means wisdom.
Now you got 2 different wisdoms. You got some people got earthly wisdom. That's they light. Then you got spiritual interpretation people. They're going to get rich in understanding. That's their light.
Yes.
Y'all with me? Read.
Verse 17. For when he dieth, he shall carry nothing away.
Even though he got that dark light and he getting rich, you ain't gonna take a thing away from him.
Yeah.
A thing, a God. Read on.
That's right.
His glory shall not descend after him.
That's
That
telling
light.
you, even after that man died, that light lives on. Y'all see that?
Yes.
That light lives on even after
Mm.
they still talking about Christ to this day.
Right.
Yes. The righteous light live on.
Mhm.
That wicked light go
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Read.
Verse 18. Though while he lived, he blessed his soul. And men will praise thee when thou doest well to thyself.
To thyself. Read.
Verse 19. He shall go to the generation of his fathers. They shall never see light.
See that? He ain't gonna never see this light. Y'all
Verse-
see that?
Yes, sir.
Read.
Yes, sir. Verse 20. Man that is in honor and understandeth not is like the beasts that perish.
That's what's gonna happen, man.
Mhm.
We got to go through it. We got to go through it. And I know it hurts some people. It's just we got to go back to where we was at.
That's funny because
Revelation 11.
Yes.
that
What'd you
honor,
What'd you say, Elder Terrell?
that honor, because it was something we was talking about last class about speaking against the honorable man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But see, that's the thing. You know, the Most High, you know, He
I
knows.
like how he brought that out.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
The Most High knows the hearts of men. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So these men, you know, there's a scripture that talk about vessels fitted for destruction. All right. They playing their role. All right.
Absolutely.
Most High, he's giving before you life and death. Somebody gonna be coming teaching life, which is love your neighbor, and somebody gonna come teaching death, which is hate your neighbor. All right. You won't be able to weigh the fire. That's why he said just weight and balances. Okay. So we coming with just weight and balances. We telling them what it means carnally. We telling them what it means spiritually. We telling them the novel way that people reading it. We telling them everything so the person can make an informed decision. These dudes telling you if you don't see it my way, God gonna kill you because you ain't following, you know, your Lord and Savior, Superman Jesus, or you know whatever they calling that man today, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be able to see it. That whenever somebody comes and he's a first class liar, and everybody can see he's a liar, right? If you go after you find out these men lying, because like that last video that we put up, we showing all of the hypocrisy that they doing. They sitting there, the guy sit up in there, start telling you about tithes and offering, and the next thing you know, the other guy coming there saying, you gave it to Jesus, and the guy start laughing. He letting you know the joke's on you. Man sitting up in here, he's sitting up in there trying to correct somebody else, talking about you know, you can't be given the wine, but he done got caught trying to pour up a drink while he teaching, you know, and you see Deacon Labica look over there at him like, man, you a drunk. The look on his face.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, we showing them, right, the difference between the righteous and the honorable versus the wicked. The people got to make their own decision. But whenever the time for judgment comes, they ain't gonna be able to sit there and say, well, we didn't know. You know, you stuck with what you consider to be honorable, even though they doing everything opposite to what the Most High said an honorable person is supposed to do. especially that deacon that stole that man betrothed. You know.
And you know what? And you know what, Elder?
Oh, man.
And the thing is, I know who we deal with. We deal directly with God.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this. And he said, shut the ark. The viewers that has been watching us, they're getting to understand. The people that's watching us after them, it's going to be hard now. And I'm telling you this, that was told to me.
Mm-hmm.
I know what I'm talking about. And it hurts my heart.
Yeah.
They going to be confounded.
Mm-hmm.
The viewers that's watching us, if they are not us now, they're going to be confounded.
The biggest reason
it's hard for them to get, he has shut the ark.
The biggest reason that them people can't get the understanding is they won't, like we was talking about, that sackcloth. All right. Listen, you can't come up in here, you know, and start watching our videos from a month or two ago and think you're going to know what we talking about. Okay. You got the harm of your, it's this lady. Her name is T-Tone, something of that nature. And that lady is going through every last video that we had from way back in the day.
I'll watch it. She got it. I go through the vineyard too.
That lady has put on that sackcloth and she's saying, I'm gonna start at the beginning so that I can build my foundation up so that I can understand what they saying today. The average person's so arrogant and they think they know everything. They come up in there and they start from a couple weeks back, a couple months back. You know, I know what they saying, and they don't know what we saying because some words all over that time frame. We've been out here 3 years. All over that time frame, we've been given individual words, what that stuff means.
Yes.
You got to have that so that you can build your foundation, or else you're gonna be confounded. And then when the time
you're gonna be confounded,
you ain't gonna know what it's talking about. Well, who knows?
Yes.
These people might come over here and say, snatch them folks off YouTube.
But I know God's they're gonna do it, and I know the Dukes of Edom, they're gonna take this doctrine, and they're gonna put it on TV. They're gonna put it on TV. That's why I say it's coming. They're gonna trust me. When I said we was going out there, and a lot of people said, well, they're gonna call the popo on you. I said, well, the popo gonna be there when they're there.
Yeah, that's right.
It's gonna be on TV. I'm telling you, it's gonna be on TV. So go back to it. Hey, that was out there, wasn't it? Yes. The popo was out there. Yes. Don't you touch them. There was. Yes. Oh, I wish y'all could have been there.
Yes.
But Revelation chapter 11 and verse, what was that? 4. Read that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Revelation chapter 11 and verse 4. These are the 2 olive trees and the 2 candlesticks standing before the God of the earth.
Now, they do both have light. We've proven that, right? Mm-hmm. They candlestick and they got oil. Jacob claimed he got deep spiritual interpretation, right? Israel got spiritual interpretation, right?
Right.
Read.
Verse 5. And if any man will hurt them, fire proceeded out of their mouth and devoureth their enemies.
Haven't that happened?
Yes.
Fire came out of IUIC mouth, right? And devoured their enemies. Fire came out of our mouth and devoured all of them. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes,
the
sir.
Spiritual man. Read.
And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed.
They got to be converted to our way.
Yes.
They're trying to convert people their way. Am I right?
Yes.
Right.
They really want to have them walking around dead. We want to have them kill the old man to be reborn again. Am I right?
Yes.
Read on.
Verse 6. These have power to shut heaven that it rain not in the days of their prophecy.
Isn't that true? They give
Yes.
dumb water.
Yes.
Don't have been given spiritual water.
Now,
Really?
the example that y'all need to take from this, it's not talking about it actually raining on earth. Okay.
Thank you,
Whenever
Elder.
you
Thank
read
you,
that
Elder.
story,
Thank you.
you read that
Thank
story
you.
about Elijah. Okay. If it go 3 years without raining, everybody gonna die. I hope y'all understand that. It ain't talk. That wasn't the kind of water he was talking about. He was talking about Ephesians 5:26. He stopped
Yes.
teaching. Elijah stopped teaching, and the world went into stupidity. Okay,
One.
that's
Yes.
what he's telling you. When those prophets stop teaching, they can shut up heaven. Meaning, can't
Yes.
no rain come down. Can't nobody get no understanding. That's what it's talking about.
Let's give it to him, Elder. Sirach 119. I like that one there, King Yohanan. He brought to the table. One I'm giving this water, the other one giving that water, right? The spiritual interpretation and the carnal interpretation. These are levels of understanding.
Sirach chapter 1 verse 19. Wisdom raineth down skill and knowledge of understanding, standing, and exalteth them to honor that hold her fast.
Right.
See that? So we can break that. It's more deeper than that, but we're gonna get a basic. We don't want to go too deep. Now go to 2 Ezra 6:48. Now it's the righteous rain. Would everybody agree, viewers? Yes, I agree. Now let's go to the wicked water.
Yes. You got to know what this stuff
6:48.
means, or else you're gonna get confused or confounded. Okay. So y'all got to go through this process so that you can get understanding.
This water make you dead. The carnal interpretation water make you dead. Now you're walking dumb and dead. Read that. Yeah.
2 Ezra chapter 6 verse 48. For the dumb water and without life brought forth living things at the commandment of God, that all
That
people
water
might
did not that water did not have light
Right.
that brings life. It did not have Christ's doctrine in it.
Right.
Read.
that all people might praise thy wondrous works.
So once you get the spiritual interpretation, you will praise God. It's 2 different types of water. We just proven it. 2 precepts. So when you go back to where we was at, this is basically Jacob and Esau. I'm sorry, Jacob
and Israel.
Israel. Yeah, I'm sorry. Read.
Revelation 11:6. These have power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy, and have power over waters. Have power over waters to turn them to blood, and to smite the earth with
that blood is doctrine. Oh, you find Elder. That blood is doctrine. Christ said, my blood is drinking deed. John chapter 6 verse 55. Right? That down his give life. His doctrine give everlasting life. His doctrine, again, I'm gonna break this down. Christ said the poor will be always with us. Didn't he say that?
Yes.
Well, what about the spiritual world? What about the spiritual world? You'll never know what God knows. You'll always be poor. But you'll be rich. But you'll always be poor compared to him.
Yes.
Y'all see that?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
We always poor in the Most High. But we rich in understanding. But we poor when it comes to the Most High and understanding. Yes. So that you see that?
Yeah.
Read on.
It's also when it's a prophecy. It's one of the plagues that happened in Egypt. Again, these people in Egypt now, they don't understand Egypt mean captivity. They're captive under the doctrines of these men. All right. Whenever Moses wrote the prophecy, it's a book of prophecy. It's a similitude for what's happening right now. Okay. He said they have the power over waters to turn them to blood. He gave the example of Aaron putting his staff in that river and the river turning to blood, meaning it's defiled. Once them people, we just read it about once them people learn the truth about the Most High's doctrine, they ain't going back to that garbage no more. So he's saying the same thing. Once the people get the full understanding of what it means carnally, what it means spiritually, right? It's gonna defile whatever doctrine anybody presented to them, right? Because they're gonna have the ability to weigh the carnal and the spiritual to get the proper understanding. So they're gonna reject a lot of these false prophets out here who telling these people all of these lies.
Yes. And it's also his blood is Christ's blood, right? This man is killing Christ, his doctrine.
Yeah.
And we're going to prove it in this chapter right here. He crucified him. Every time you messing up his doctrine, you crucifying Christ. Every time. Read on.
By the Lord again. Yep.
And have power over waters to turn them to blood and to smite
the doctrines. Isn't water? We brought it up.
Yep.
Sirach chapter 119, water, which is rain. 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 48, the dumb water, right? One choosing the other. One choosing the other. One choosing the righteous water. One chooses this, and one choosing the dumb water. This why the spiritual man have to kill this old man every day. And then we're going to show you why. Read.
And to smite the earth with all plagues as often as they will.
Don't Nathaniel do that? Then he go on YouTube, send them all out, release them out, anything. Spaceships, whatever it is, confound them. Isn't that true?
Yeah, that's a plague.
Read on.
It's a plague in his
That's
doctrine.
a plague.
Because they ain't shown
in his
no
doctrine.
proof.
He got leprosy. Leprosy, you think that your doctrine is so right and pure in your mind that's right, that you convince that your doctrine is right. You got leprosy. You gave your congregation leprosy too.
They ain't gave you no proof. No proof. You need 2 or 3, baby. You need 2 or 3.
Verse 7. And when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascendeth out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them.
The old person is that beast inside of all of us. Read.
And shall overcome them and kill them.
Now me and Elder Stephen, Elder Kenya had it. We put up a tape about this man, Mark 4. You remember that? Every time what he does, he'll bring you out, he'll take you into the world. We gonna rule the kingdom. We gonna sons of God. You forgot what God, the talent, what God gave you what to do. Right. You forgot what he told you what to do. So he'll destroy you just like that. You follow me, I'm gonna make you captain. You follow me, I'm gonna make you a bishop. You follow me, I'm gonna make you, I tell you what, I give a large sum of money. Because that's what's happening. I will take my money and juggle it through, I say a laundromat. Read on.
Look out now. You sound like the karate man.
Ain't doing COVID. He doing flips with people.
Yeah.
Okay, brother.
Close
Okay,
enough
brother.
to kiss another man with COVID all
Yeah,
over the
you
place.
got more-
Man, who gonna do that?
You got more members coming in during COVID.
Come on,
Okay,
man.
boy. PPP. You got more members coming in
Come
now.
on, man.
Oh, go ahead, bro.
Something Wow.
Revelation chapter 11 and verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city.
Lie.
They lied. They fibbing.
Yeah.
They fibbing in the street. Read on.
Which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord
They
was.
sodomites. Sodomites. They sodomites. They sodomites. They ain't mixing any doctrine now.
Yes. That's right.
It's in the Apocrypha.
Yeah.
It's in the Apocrypha. It's in the Apocrypha. It's called Sodomite Sea.
Hold on.
Sodomite Sea. Yeah. Look that up, Elder.
Hold on a second.
It says spiritually. These people are in Sodom. It's in the Apocrypha. It's called Sodomite Sea.
I got it here. Hold on a second.
2 Ezra 5, chapter 5, verse 7.
Thank you, Elder.
Man, I tell you, my doctor be on it, boy. That's my doctor, boy.
I tell you what, boy.
That's my doctor on it, boy.
Boy, good gravy, boy. Second
Boy, I gotta be
Elder.
I gotta be a good 5 and 3. You say Elder Janice. 5 and 7.
Okay.
All hands on deck, Elder Janice.
What I'm talking about.
Elder Patricia. Elder Contessa. Elder Sharon.
That's right. Keep this thing together. This thing, the rudder going left and right, man. Get us back in the middle.
Yeah, bro.
Thank you, Elder Janice. Read that, Elder.
2 Ezra chapter 5 and verse 7. And the Sodomitish sea shall cast out fish.
That's the doctrine that they got. That's the they get a Sodomite Sea right now. Many waters.
Yep.
Psalm 18:16. Many doctrines. The spaceship. We gonna kill. We gonna murder these people. We gonna do this. We gonna do that. We gonna live on Pluto. That's God has many matches. You the matches, knucklehead.
Yes.
You the matches that God gonna dwell in you.
Right.
Everybody, like Oprah Winfrey say, you gonna be a match. You gonna be a match. You gonna be a match. You gonna match it. So God can dwell in you. You the match.
Right. Idiot. It's a shame, man. It's a shame, bro. You sit there and you watch it, man, and you just sitting there watching these people sitting up and there, they just worshiping. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
That dumb water.
Man, and this man don't know nothing. Now he literally said, Moses couldn't cross the Red Sea because it was too much confusing. He had to find a way through it. But this man, he taking his knowledge from the Sodomite Sea. You know, it's all that
over the place.
You all over the place with your doctrine, man. Come on, bro.
He took out the Christmas tree. We don't worship no Christmas tree. Now he the tree everybody decorating over there. Now you
Ain't that the truth?
He replaced
everybody worship.
He doing the same. Yes, he doing the same thing Esau did.
Yes.
Powers to be. Now he the tree.
Yeah.
I know the way. I got the light.
Yeah. Yeah.
Read.
And the Sodomite sea shall cast out fish, and make a noise in the night.
It's a prophet.
Night.
In the night.
Ignorance.
They don't have no light.
Right.
Ignorance.
Which many have not known, but they shall all hear the voice thereof.
Right.
See? They're going to see this. They're going to see it. The spiritual interpreted, but they're going to keep rejecting it. Yep. Go back to where we were. Revelation chapter 11. Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
8. Okay.
Revelation chapter 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which
shall lies. A great elder, the great city. Elder Jariah brought that out. Was it 2 Timothy 2:20? Let's see what this great city is. It's wood. It's all types of people. That's what it's saying. Spiritual interpretation people, carnal people, gold, silver, people, there's different types of rank. And this old person inside of them told both of them up, the spiritual man and the carnal man, which is the son of perdition.
Yep.
Read that.
2 Timothy 2:20. But in a great house there are not only vessels of gold and of silver, but also
gold is Isaiah 13:12. Mm-hmm. Silver is Jeremiah 6:30. Read.
But also of wood and of earth.
Stop. The wood is Jeremiah 5:14. Yeah, they get burned up real easy.
Yeah. That's why they run.
The earth is called understanding people.
Yep. That's why they running.
Yeah.
Yes.
They running.
And some to honor and some to dishonor.
See, that's the
honorable
versus the dishonorable. Now, you got to be able to see it for yourself. Which person is honorable? You're going to know a person by their actions.
Right.
You're going to know them by their fruit.
Verse 21.
Just honor somebody because they say you're supposed to honor them?
No, they got to earn that thing.
Okay.
You got to earn it.
Earn that thing, bro. You know, the most I say, you got to prove a friend.
Right.
You got to prove that friend. You got to look and see.
Yes.
Well, the Most High called Abraham a friend because Abraham did his doctrine.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now, if you sitting up in here, you want to be a friend to somebody, but they ain't following the doctrine you're supposed to be following. They ain't your friend. He ain't talking about, go over here, I got a basketball. I'm trying to go on ahead and see who can be on my team. No, it ain't talking about that kind of friend. It's talking about somebody who got the right doctrine. You got to prove them people to make sure their doctrine is correct. Like Elder 70 be talking about that vineyard, keeping that vineyard right. If they got a messed up vineyard, you ain't trying to be over there. Somebody fighting to keep some foolishness, some carnal foolishness that's gonna defile your doctrine. You can't have no dealings with them people on that level. I'm not saying you're supposed to throw people away and all that other stuff, but as it relates to that doctrine, you can't allow somebody to come in and defile your doctrine.
And
we're gonna bring it out the scripture too.
But I'm not, because it's a stronghold that loyalty supersedes what the Most High say with his 2 or 3. That everybody ain't the same. All teachers are not of the same measure, and all of them don't deserve the same honor because of that. Some of them are teaching a lie. Some of them are teaching truth. Some of them to honor, some to dishonor. That's what that scripture is saying. Loyalty doesn't play a factor in that.
No. Truth is truth.
Yes, Saul had a man. We went over class last week, and we're going to touch on that too, because we got to. Saul had a man. What's his name? Abel? Well, no, not Abel. Abner. He was so loyal to Saul.
Yeah.
Abner. We got to touch on that. Because he was being a jackass at one time.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to touch on Balak of Balaam.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to touch on Pharisee that actually saw the doctrine in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
he was a jackass, a donkey. That's why I know they see it.
Yeah.
They see it because it's in the scriptures that they see it, and we'll prove it. If that Moabite saw the light, if God taught him, he opened up his eyes, then
Yes.
he saw the spiritual interpretation, but he went back and served his king.
Yep.
But we're gonna touch on that. Yes. Me and Elder Stephen had this class years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But read up, continue that.
Verse 21. If a man therefore purge himself from these, he shall be a vessel unto honor, sanctified and meet for the master's use, and prepared unto every good work.
Every good work. He'll have the right doctrine. You have to purge out that wood that's teaching. You have to purge out that silver man that's teaching, a reprobate man that's teaching. You have to purge out all that clay, that man, that doctrine he got in the earth. You have to purge it out. That's a great city. Go back where we were, Revelation. Verse 8. Mm-hmm.
Revelation chapter 11 and verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city.
They selling fibs out there on the street.
Yes.
They telling this how they do it. We telling you the truth. We telling the truth. Black folk was enslavement. Yeah, but that ain't the truth of God doctrine.
Right. Then
Somebody had to tell you that black folks was enslavement.
Right. Elders hold on to the heel of Esau. So they run to those history books, which is the doctrine of Esau, the history, his story. And they like to present and show, see here, these are the Israelites. They have to run to Esau. That's that heel of Esau. Run into that history book.
Yes. And the thing is, he even hold back the carnal truth. The Israelites murdered Christ. They murdered him. And if we're reading it right now, they murdered him again.
Yep.
How can you murder a man over and over and over and over? He said, where also Lord was crucified. Yeah. They're in the street fibbing. We're telling you right here. Here's the word of God. We've proven it. We've proven it. His word is totally different from carnal. We've proven it several times. But that's all right, because we know who's going to handle it all pretty soon. We know who's going to handle it. We know that everybody terrified of this one man, carnal man.
Yeah.
He bowed down 7 times.
That's right.
Let's get Egypt. Acts 7:39. Then we go to verse 9.
We'll start at 38.
Okay.
Acts chapter 7, verse 38. This is he that was in the church in the wilderness with the angel which spake to him in the Mount Sinai, and with
Mount Sin. Yep. Mount Sin. Elder King Johanna brought that to our table. We all bring something to this table, to this altar. I don't bring all this. We are a body. 1 Corinthians 15 and 40. There's a spiritual house, then there's a carnal house. There's a celestial house, then there's a terrestrial house. It's just the way it is.
Yes.
Read.
And with our fathers, who received the lively oracles to give unto us. Verse 39, to whom our fathers would not obey, but thrust him from them, and in their hearts turned back again into Egypt.
Now, everybody said it was Moses, Christ, Jesus. That doctrine that he was teaching also, they cast it away, the cornerstone.
Yep.
They took the cornerstone out.
Yep.
The spiritual interpretation, the Holy Ghost, Acts 7, verse 51. Every time they rejected. Read, and they went back into Egypt. psychological prison.
Yep.
Verse 40, saying unto Aaron, make us gods to go before us. But as for this Moses, which brought us out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him.
Now, make us gods, make us leaderships. Give us leaderships.
Yep.
Tell you what it is. Give us leadership. Okay. Those were the earrings that what Aaron said. Bring those gold earrings to me. Bring that gold, those rings that's in your ear. Bring those gold rings that's in your ear. That was them. That was all teaching them. All in their ear. Telegram.
Remember,
we know.
Remember what we said earlier. We was talking about those tithes and those alms. The people bring the doctrines to the priest. The priest is supposed to go and use 2 or 3 precepts to prove that it's righteous. That wasn't what they was doing with Aaron. Okay? He was just going to take what they were saying and he was building a new church out of what the people was saying. Whereas whenever Moses got the lively oracles, he told them this is what you need to do in order to ensure that what's being put forth is righteous.
He weighed the fire.
Yeah.
So we go back. You finished with that?
Yeah, that's it.
Go back to it. Yeah, Revelation.
Going to 9.
Yes, sir.
Revelation chapter 11 and verse 9. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half.
That's what's happening. That's what's happening right now.
Yeah.
Read.
And shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves.
Nobody gonna help kill the old man for them people.
Right. Yeah. They ain't
that you can finally.
When you start talking about graves, all right, it's talking about churches. All right.
Yes.
They not gonna suffer their bodies to be put in graves. So them people ain't gonna fall for that foolishness. After 3 days and a half, they're gonna rise up from that foolishness. They're gonna realize you ain't supposed to be in nobody's church in the first place. People gonna figure that out. Because the Most High ain't in them churches. Okay, the Most High got his own doctrine. They teaching a different doctrine than the Most High. We ain't saying all them churches is wicked and all that other stuff. Some of them dudes, some of them people in those churches trying to do the best that they can. They care about their flock. And whenever they finally figure out what the doctrine is actually saying, they're going to convert. And they're going to move on and start teaching the people right. But a lot of these people out here just wicked. And they want these people in confusion and stupidity and in that carnal foolishness, because that's how they make their money.
Right.
It's almost Passover time. These people about to get paid here in a minute.
Yes.
Hey, when the elder was talking about the 3 days and a half, he's talking about in Genesis 1. You go from Genesis 1:10 down to I think it's like 16.
Yes,
third
sir.
day. But basically, to 13, 10 to 13. Well, he's basically telling you when you get to understanding where you're able to teach it, that's the third day.
Yes.
You can bring forth grass, you can bring forth yielding seed. It means you're able to teach the spiritual doctrine. Whenever you get to that point, that's when you're their dead body is gonna not be one in churches anymore, because you're gonna truly have the spiritual understanding.
Yeah, you're gonna convert. You convert at that third day.
Yes. 666, Elder Uncle Stephen brought out a video about 666. The 666 is basically, and please tune in, check out that video, Elders of Israel, too. Now, this person can have the novel of understanding, not completely, he can break it down carnally of 6 of our level of understanding, not 7. Spiritually, he can break it down 6. He can never be completed to 7.
Right.
7 got the full understanding.
Yes. Yes.
That's what he don't have that full. You know, the Bible say he made him a little less than an angel. He didn't have the complete understanding yet.
Yeah.
You see that, Elder Jariah?
Yes, sir.
7 means completion. That's what Elder King Yohanan about there. He gonna touch you. You about to go on that, Elder? Or you want me to continue?
I was bringing out that with the third day when it said the third day.
Oh, all praises. Read on.
Verse 10. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them.
Stop. Go to Daniel 4:35. When you dwell upon the earth, you mean dwell upon the carnal understanding. The carnal understanding. That's what it means. God don't dwell in the earth. He's on the planet earth, but he don't dwell in that understanding. He dwelled in Zion, the spiritual interpretation people. Joel chapter 3, verse 6 and 7. But he don't dwell, he dwell in there because they dwell in Jerusalem, a doctrine. Zechariah chapter 12, verse 6. Read that right there.
Daniel chapter 4, verse 35. And all the inhabitants of the earth are reputed as nothing.
Wait a minute. He said God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. He care about the world, but he hate that earth interpretation when it comes to his doctrine. He hates it. He don't dwell in that.
Right. Right.
And he doeth according to his will in the army of heaven, and among
the people being elevated. The people in heaven being elevated. 148, Psalm 148 and 1.
And among the inhabitants of the earth, and none can stay his hand or say unto him, what doest thou?
So you go back to where you were.
And you notice
so the people
it's saying that the inhabitants of the earth are reputed as nothing. That's the same thing it's saying Ezra, 2 Ezra 6. And they're using it to say that it's talking about, it's supposedly talking about Esau and all that other stuff. Listen, he talking about them people who got the carnal doctrine. He separates it from carnal to spirit. He ain't separating it on race. Because he's sitting there, literally just telling you.
On the spiritual house.
He's talking about the carnal people, the people on earth. Y'all can get caught up in this thing that make you think that just because you a certain race that make you better than somebody. The Most High, he ain't judging off that carnal foolishness no more. That ain't what he's talking about. He's talking about something totally different. He's talking about people's understanding, whether or not it's carnal or whether or not it's spiritual. So you're going back to
yes, these people of the earth have truth in the earth, carnal understanding. So they take advantage of a people that dwell on that level of understanding. Get what I'm saying? They can easily be manipulated.
Yes.
Because they got earth truth, not spiritual interpretation truth. Y'all see that?
Yes.
Read.
Revelation chapter 11 and verse 10. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry.
Over them. They're going to be their leadership.
Yeah.
Rejoice over and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another.
Stop.
This
Go ahead.
This
This ain't talking about Christmas, y'all. All right.
No.
I know that man get up in there and he got that good yarn. But he can't knit a sweater with that yarn he got. That's a bunch of food.
But the topic was what are two candlesticks.
Yes, exactly. But now it's talking about Christmas. And then they'll go in there, they always pull out that old video of some little white girl they just gave her a new black slave. And he running around naked and she got a chain around his neck. They show you that stuff to make you hate your brother. So y'all got to be smart enough to know this ain't talking about make merry and Merry Christmas. It ain't talking about somebody getting the Christmas gift of a slave. All right. That's a man's life.
Let me explain gifts too. Elder Mission might bring out something that only he knew.
Mm-hmm.
And he shared with us.
Mm-hmm.
That's a gift that God gave you that you can share with us.
Mm-hmm.
Elder Contessa have a gift. She bring out something. She shared with us. You see that? That's a gift that God gave to you. When these men get gifts as interpretation, they share with one another. That's what they spread. They spread their pearls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Y'all see that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Read.
Yeah.
Because these two prophets tormented them that dwelt on the earth.
This beast that came out the bottomless pit, where that old person had corrupted Jacob and Israel, the carnal man and spiritual man. But this is about to happen. Read.
Verse 11. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life.
That's what Elder King Yahada was talking about. He getting his understanding. This spiritual man about to wake up.
Right.
He about to wake up. Read.
And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them, and they stood upon their feet.
Doctrine.
They doctrine. Read.
And great fear fell upon them which saw them.
They understood. Said, "Whoa, ain't that's happening now?"
Yeah. When the spiritual doctrine finally showed itself, and we stood up, right, on our doctrine, right. So now that doctrine is gone, and it done raised up over all them carnal doctrines. Before it was saying that they had overcome the spiritual. Now it's showing you the spiritual gonna come and rule over the carnal. Cause you seeing them, they coming out one way and they flee in 7 ways now.
They running.
They running. So that's what that's talking. This is a prophecy of what's happening now.
Yes.
That the doctrine elevate itself. Yes.
Yes, we know how to destroy this old person, don't we? Daily.
Yes,
don't we? That old person and everybody we fight. That old person even conquered the spiritual man.
Yes.
We read it.
Yes.
The 2 olive leaves, the olive trees, one got one light, the other got the other light. That thug that was in me, I had to choke him in. I had to put the headlock on him.
Oh, okay.
That old man that was in me, the old person, I said, "Look at Sam.
Yeah.
Shut up."
Yeah. Exactly.
like King Elder, I had to say, you got to hold your peace.
Yes. Yeah.
Then you got to bring God peace in.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Absolutely.
Read on. Because we got to get to this. That's we read it basically. Elders, we reading about the jackass prophet too. The old person. Okay. All right. The stubborn person. Because Israel was stubborn too. Am I correct? Even David, when he got spiritual interpretation, then he messed up. But after he caught on, he said, no, I ain't gonna do that no more. Remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're gonna fight that old person every day. God said he wish he never created him.
Yeah.
Read.
And great fear fell upon them which saw them. Verse 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither.
Thus saith the Lord God of Israel.
That's right.
House, Pharisees, my people, go.
Look out.
Read.
Hey, that's the way we need to start every class again. Wake up, wake up.
That's right. I'm awake now.
Oh, praise. Yeah, I'm awake.
That's right.
Oh,
And-
praises.
And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud,
Uh-oh.
Prophet. Yep.
and their enemies beheld them.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
They went
Even the
up.
old person, even the old person of us and say, oh, let's get this spiritual interpretation.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
That's your biggest enemy.
Yeah. You gotta convert.
Okay, read on.
You gotta convert him.
Verse 13. And the same hour was there a great earthquake.
It's coming.
Hour mean wisdom. Okay. Minute, hour, second, year, day, all that stuff mean wisdom. So after they got that understanding, there was a great earthquake. So it shook somebody's faith. That old man dying.
Yeah,
That's what's going on. It shook.
Yes.
It shook the earth. Okay.
That carnal understanding.
The carnal understanding. Yeah. People don't believe in that carnal foolishness no more.
And the 10th part of the city fell, and in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000.
Completion.
This completion.
Yeah. That beast,
Yes.
he got slain. He converted.
Yes.
Y'all see that?
Yes, sir.
Yes. And the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the God of heaven.
Don't we do that?
Yep.
We don't worship that old person us no more.
Yep.
We know how to put them to rest now. We know how, we found the grave. We know what to do. Get this spiritual interpretation. We know how to put them to sleep. Go to we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to go to 2 Corinthians 3 and 6. Basically, that old person, of course y'all know Romans 6 and 6, the man of sin. We probably have to go touch on that too. Just bring up the precept. That's the person that you got to destroy, the son of perdition. That you should not serve sin.
2 Corinthians. I'm sorry. 2 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 6. Who also hath made us able ministers of the New Testament. Not
New
of
Testament. New Testament. Not
Testament.
Moses and Aaron. Christ and Melchizedek. There's a different doctrine than the carnal doctrine that most people are following. There's a different doctrine. Christ's doctrine is different. And you have to learn what the words mean.
not of the letter, but of the spirit.
See that?
Yep.
Not when you read this Bible, carnal, you defile yourself.
Yes.
Look for the spiritual interpretation, the breadcrumbs.
Yes.
Go to Romans 6, 7 and 6. Chapter 7, verse 6, Elder.
Oh.
You getting old.
It must have been when you said go to Romans 6, 7 and 6.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No, you're doing great. You know, I was just simply trying to defend myself, man.
Well, I tell you.
Seems like you were attacking me. I didn't know. Go ahead, Elder.
Romans chapter 7, verse 6. But now we are delivered from the law.
The what?
From the law.
The Moses law. But see, he's talking, because we read it, Romans chapter 7, verse 1. He said, I speak to the one that know the law.
Yes.
The law is the spiritual interpretation, what it actually means. The everlasting covenant, not that carnal trash.
Right.
Look here. Numbers chapter 31. If you read it like a letter, God told Moses, go kill all the men, all the women, and children.
Yeah.
If you literally read the letter, you are a fool.
And he just told
anybody.
He just told him don't kill.
Don't
He
kill.
told him going to kill all them people. All right, bro.
Yes.
Now God can't get it
Yes.
together now. Okay.
He can't get it together.
Come
Kill
on,
the
man.
old man and that person.
Yes.
Kill that doctrine. Destroy that doctrine. And those followers.
Yes.
Convert those followers. Kill the old person in them.
Yes.
The woman is the doctrine. That's what it means. If you literally read the letter, that's the reason why he said this. Because let me tell you something. Growing up a boy, I actually saw people in churches picking up snakes.
Yeah.
The Bible says you're going to learn how to.
Yep.
You're going to learn how to pick up snakes. Snake.
Yeah. Nah.
They read the letter.
What the venom ministry is this?
Yes. I'm telling you.
Hey, I even saw a man on TV. He was a foreign guy. He got in the lion's den. That lion was tearing him up. It was tearing him up.
Big mistake.
Brother, when you read text like that, you are crazy.
I'm telling you. Because I know if I'd have walked up and now that man would have reached over there and grabbed one of them snakes. They probably would have. You know how you look on them cartoons and all you see is the outline of a person running through that door? That's what they would have saw me.
Hey, bro. They also have Reverend I even came together with a prayer cloth. Then you say you got to go to your closet. Boy, if you read that corner, I'm sorry for you. Then they had some folks drinking blood. They bless the blood. This is the blood of Jesus Christ. And they drink the blood and die. Brother, if you literally read it.
Or they drink the purple drink.
They drink the purple drink. Yeah, the potion. He said he gave him the formula.
Yeah.
Formula, that potion.
You better be glad it ain't like that purple drink old boy was giving them down there in Guyana. That was a different kind of purple drink.
Right. Right.
You sure got the same
Jones.
description of it. Yeah, old Jim Jones. Yeah.
But read that, Elder.
But now we are delivered from the law, that being dead wherein we were held.
That carnal law. That's what he's saying. Because you're reading the letter incorrectly when you go carnal.
Yep.
Read.
That we should serve in newness of spirit and not in the oldness of the letter.
Telling you straight up. Don't follow the old law of Moses. Follow the new law of Christ. He keeps saying it over and over. So many different ways he's saying it. But them people can't make that money off of this new law. Because the Most High said you got to give it to them freely. So how you going and you starting to see it now? We're starting to see where a lot of this is IUIC in particular. Here's the thing. They know now that the doctrine is garbage. It's trash.
They know.
Right, and they can't stand up to scrutiny. That doctrine ain't gonna stand up to scrutiny. The only way they survive is they have to convince them people that they came up with the doctrine first. That's why you saw Malachi on there talking about these are the men that taught them. These are the men that taught them, to try and give the impression that they gave us this doctrine that we have. All right, because they gonna change and they gonna do it incrementally. All right. The thing that they got on their side is they got 70 schools and they got a big platform, right? So they got the ability to tell all of their members and the people that watch them on YouTube and whatever social media that they got, that they created this thing, right? Now we don't have the same platform as they have. You know, they've been around 20 years. All right. So the people who are not watching us are going to be fooled into believing that they're the ones who created this doctrine. All right. The problem that the people are going to have, and that's why he said if it be at all possible, they could fool the very elect. The problem that they're going to have is the two doctrines war against one another. One of them saying get tithes and offering, the other one saying tithes and offerings is questions and answers. You have to give the doctrine freely. So they gonna come up with a doctrine where they gonna say, hey, you got to do both.
We broke
this doctrine and make money off of it.
Yes, we broke that down about that booster club.
Yep.
He said no.
That's
said
Acts
go
15. That's Acts 15. That's what it's talking about.
Yes.
That's what the controversy was. Them, because it literally says the Pharisees that converted in the beginning of it. It's talking about the Pharisees that converted. They tried to institute where they could teach the carnal and the spiritual doctrine together. You got to do both. That way they were still able to benefit from the carnal, because the only reason that carnal out there is for they could control them people and get them people.
Yes. That's it.
That's all.
Christ said, "Take no money." Jesus said, "Take no money."
None.
Take no money. He know that's a big temptation. He know that's a big temptation. He knows it. It's a very big temptation. That you know, we'll go to Matthew 6 and 5, because we're gonna get into what King David did with what I say we're gonna bring up Abner. Then we're gonna touch on that Moabite Balak of Balaam. Then we're gonna touch on the Pharisees saw it itself, what Jesus was talking about. They saw it, and they're gonna tear the doctrine up like Elder Stephen said. They're gonna put a little Luke chapter 8 verse 11. The seed of the word of God. Boom. What did you break down then?
Yeah.
So seed is the word of God. So anybody that Abraham planted that seed, so anybody got that seed, the word of God, Abraham. The word is Abraham's children. You see that?
Yes, he just said.
So now they go. You see that? So it's now they can find it. Oh, we can't go too spiritual because that's our
right.
money gonna be taken away.
Yes.
1 Corinthians 11 and 3 says that God, Jesus, leadership. I mean, not leadership, but man and woman. We got to put leadership in there some way.
We got to slide it in there, baby. Some way, somehow, leadership got to get up in there.
They got to get up in there.
The leadership is the man. How about
leadership
that?
The man. How about that?
Tell it. Go ahead, Elder.
Matthew chapter 6 and verse 5. And when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites are.
IUIC.
For they love to pray standing in the synagogues and in the corners of the streets.
Is that true? Is that true? Is that true?
Yes.
It's true.
Yes.
Read.
that they may be seen of men. Verily
Is
I
that
say,
true?
Yeah.
They love being
True.
on the street, getting folk told on the street. Then they edit stuff. When the person correct them, they edit that. Take that out, brother.
Yeah.
Take that out, brother.
Yes.
Take that out.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
Read.
verily I say unto you, they have their reward.
You're gonna get life or death.
Yep.
Read on.
Verse 6. But thou, when thou prayest, enter into thy closet.
A secret place. That's what it said. A secret place.
Mhm.
And when thou hast shut thy door, pray to thy Father which is in secret.
You see that? You just mentioned it.
Secret. Whenever you start talking about secret, mystery. You talking about you
Yes.
gotta pray spiritually. The other guy gave an example, like he said, they standing out there on the street, you know what I'm saying, got to trying to want people to hear him talk and all that. That's carnal. But whenever you enter into a secret place, that means you praying spiritually. You ain't praying for them last couple numbers on that lotto. You praying
Yes.
for that wisdom. God
Yes.
help me to teach this thing spiritually. I keep teaching. I start off spiritual, and the next thing you know, I'm talking carnal. I don't know what I'm talking about over here. Oh Lord, I got to start over because I done told these people the wrong thing. Help me to stay on this spiritual path.
Right.
I like that, Elder, because we read that, haven't we? Go to 2nd Ezra 12 and 36 when you're done.
Okay, right here.
And thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly.
He gonna give you that spiritual interpretation.
Yes.
He gonna give it to you.
You say 6 and
12:36. 2nd Ezra 12:36. Because we mentioned secretly. This is how he gonna reward you. You want everlasting life above all things. That's what you want.
Yeah.
That's your reward, right? Okay.
2nd Ezra chapter 12, verse 36. Thou only hast been meet to know the secret of the highest.
The doctrine.
I think that's a great.
Yep.
Yes, that's a great reward right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Would anybody know different?
No.
To know exactly what he's talking about.
That's right. You
Read.
want that.
Yes.
Verse 37. Therefore write all these things that thou hast seen in a book and hide them.
Hide.
Wait a minute. So if you read it clearly like a letter, something here
Don't miss
behind
it. Don't miss
you gonna miss it. Joshua 1:8, it said, meditate therein. Therein. When you read it, why you got to go therein? It's something deeper behind the scene that you've been blinded of.
Yeah.
You can't see it. You can't see it. We had that class one day too. Read.
Verse 38. And teach them to the wise of the people, whose hearts thou knowest may comprehend and keep these secrets.
So you got to have a mind to even comprehend the secrets, what he's talking about, because it's hidden.
Yep.
Because hearts mean mind.
Yep.
Matthew 15:19, Mark 7:21.
You see that? If you start talking about this wise, the wise of the people are the people who have the spiritual interpretation of the Bible. Those are the wise. Okay? They understand what the book's saying. Them other guys, they making it up as they go along.
Yeah.
Like
Go to 2nd Ezra 14:5.
Was selling prayer claws and all that other stuff. Them people ain't know what was going on, man.
About money, that's all they about.
That's all
they don't lost it, bro.
You say 14:5?
Yes, sir.
2nd Ezra chapter 14, verse 5. and told him many wondrous things, and showed him the secrets of the times and the end, and commanded him, saying,
you ain't gonna know it unless you read it spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
The spiritual interpretation, what words actually mean. If I were to leave here and go to Russia, and I look at this thing, if I'm thinking carnally, they say, well, it's written in a different language right here. You got to read it this way now. You're in Russia. So when you get into the spiritual reading, we look at this Bible and we see this carnal interpretation. But it say, what does tree mean? What does the sun mean? What does gold mean? What silver mean? What does a horse mean? What does a chariot mean? What do these things spiritually mean? Because carnally, we understand what they mean. But what's the spiritual interpretation what it mean? Now, chariot is a spaceship.
Mm-hmm.
In Psalms chapter 20, verse 5 through 7, it say, trust not the chariot.
Right.
So don't get in that spaceship. Don't get in that spaceship. Don't trust it.
Boy, I might do them experiments on you.
Right.
He ain't gonna be able to call nobody then.
Yeah, bro.
Telling you. You've been warned.
You've been warned.
Verse
read that in.
6. These words shalt thou declare, and these shalt thou hide.
You're writing it 2 ways, just like he had all the other prophets. You're writing it 2 ways. Certain things you can see it clearly. The other stuff is hidden underneath. You ain't gonna understand what the Bible talking about if all you see is the stuff that's openly declared. You ain't gonna have no understanding of what it's saying.
So we're gonna start on what we need to be broke down the perdition, the son of perdition.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Which is the old man, the man of sin, Romans 6:6, the old man in all of us, the old person, be reborn a new man with the word of God, which is Luke chapter 8, verse 11, will create us what is born of flesh is born of flesh, carnal, which is born of the spirit, John 3:6. John chapter 3, verse 6. He wants a spiritual house. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 5 through 6 and 7. He wants a spiritual house. You take the word of God, Luke chapter 8, verse 11, be born again. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 17, you become a new creature. Then you want a spiritual house. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 5 through 6 and 7. I debate you anytime.